Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Joe Simonelli here, playwright, investor. This is episode number 7, and it is coming to you from the frigid Southwest Florida. Yes, folks, here in the Southwest Florida, we hit 42 WABC degrees today. Why WABC degrees? Because if you're from the New York area, as I am, New York City, we had a radio station, a top 40 radio station called WABC. We also had WMCA and the Good Guys. So in the 60s and 70s, when I was a kid, and they played the top 40 music that we all loved, they wouldn't just announce that it was like, it was like 72 degrees out. It had to be 72 WABC degrees. Thank you, cousin Brucey. Well, I think it's still around. He's got to be about 100 now. I don't know who's older, him or Frankie Valli. God bless them both. They're still going strong. So anyway, that's why it drives the muse crazy. But whenever she asks what the temperature is, she gets it in WABC degrees. Okay, so it hit 42 WABC degrees today in Florida. That's cold. I'm sure on the Panhandle it's even colder. On the Panhandle, even the alligators are wearing fur coats today. Never, much less the iguana alert. Because down here, folks, the iguanas, when the temperature reaches below 45 degrees, yes, the iguanas in the trees actually freeze and fall out. They're not hurt. They're just in a state of suspended frozen animation. As soon as it warms up, they come right back to life. Don't touch them and look up so they don't hit you in the head. All right, that's the weather report from Southwest Florida. Let's get to the business at hand, which are stocks and plays. And we have comments. I mean, I never check the comments, but I'm going to. But let's get the stocks out of the way. Then we're going to check the comments, folks. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Before we do anything else, ring the bell. This is the stick. This is the coffee cup. I don't have a bell. If I go to Target or somewhere else, maybe I'll get a bell. Ring the bell. Last week we had, as you know, or don't know, we had 23 subscribers. We are up to 33 subscribers, mostly because I'm nudging my Facebook friends. So we're up to 33 subscribers for the channel. 33 people actually want to know what I have to say. I don't even know what I want to say. I didn't even want to know. But 33 people too, so we're going to tell you what we have to say. I'm wearing my long sleeve shirt today, which is kind of rare. I'm even wearing I'm wearing sweatpants, which usually shorts, which you can't see because the camera doesn't go that low, folks. But anyway, yes, we're bundled up today. I put the heat on here in Florida. You got to run the heat once in a while in Florida just to make sure it works. So I am not wearing a shirt from the Amen. I can't pronounce his last name anymore. He yelled at me. I'm pronouncing it wrong. So I'm not going to call it the Amon collection or the Amon collection. I'm going to call it the Marty collection. So there. I am not wearing a shirt from the Marty collection. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt today. It's cold. Okay, let's get to the trades. Now, I did make a couple of trades. I bought some more plug power. That's the little one that I paid $1.25 for. You have to look back in the episodes. I can't keep repeating where I bought and sold stuff. They're very short. Go back and look at all the episodes. They're fun. So I bought a little more plug power PLUG. That's a specky little stock that I started. I bought about 3 or 4 months ago for $1.25. Already hit 450. Sold some there, and I bought more at 238 when it pulled back. That was an open order because I go below the market. I also have an open order to buy more at 209. It was closed like 250. Market's not open yet. 250 yesterday. Another thing about plug power. Oh, and as soon as I bought it at 238, I put in another sell order open to sell it at 439. It hit 450 already. I always go a little bit under where the highs and lows are when I'm purchasing because if it's going to test the highs, I want to be out before it bounces off the high and either pulls back. Sometimes it breaks through. Great. I still have more position. I'm not selling the entire position, but I am trading it. So that's a 2-point trade. So that's kind of nice if it gets there. And they're going to announce earnings this month later on. Now, on a speculative stock like this, it's not going to stand still on earnings. Two things are going to happen. If they better than expected earnings, it's going to shoot up, and they'll be short covering. If it's worse than expected earnings, which could happen, it's going to go down, and I'll have orders in under the market to purchase it. I also have a market. Do I have anything under 2? No, but I will buy it under two if it pulls back under two again. And then if it's like really bad news and I'm out of business, hey, that's it. I already made money in the stock. Those are the breaks, folks. These are speculative stocks. I also bought Target at 94.39 a couple of weeks ago. I just sold it at 90.75. Yes, even I am wrong. But again, on these stocks that are down so much, you're not going to catch the exact bottom. Remember, I said Target year high was 150. All the retailers are getting. So the year low was 85. I figured 10 points off the low. I was wrong. And patient, I'm never always going to catch the exact bottom, but I needed a tax loss anyway. So I established a tax loss because I took a lot of gains this year, and I'm going to purchase it again. I could purchase it again. I have to wait 30 days for the wash rule before the end of December if there's more tax selling. Okay. And I revisited and we're gonna get to the plays. Don't worry, I'll make this brief because I had some comments. They want to hear more about the plays. Okay, we'll get to that. So also wanted to say that I revisited another stock, Franklin Resources, Ben. Uh, they are a mutual fund company. They are part of the dividend aristocrats, and I want to make a distinction between the dividend kings and the dividend aristocrats. Dividend aristocrats are companies that are in the S&P 500 and have raised the dividends 25 years or longer. Now, the dividend kings don't necessarily have to be part of the S&P 500, but they have to have had uh, raised the dividends for 50 years in a row. So 50 years of dividend growth. That's a pretty solid company, named like Coke, Dover Corp, a lot of them, and a lot of names are in both portfolios. Uh, Ben Franklin, Ben, was always a dividend aristocrat. They've raised the dividends 44 years in a row, so they're getting close to being a dividend king. And again, they're yielding 5.65. Year low is 16. I'm not looking at it now. Let me pull it up. I have it right here. It's currently trading 22.52, yielding 5.68, folks. Year low 16. I wish I had bought it there. Year high 26. So it's closer to the year. That's kind of right in the middle, right? Uh, you could buy a little bit here, just as I said, to take that yield. And if it goes down, buy more. So buy a token amount, a very small amount of your portfolio here. If you have money sitting in cash and you just want to get a little kicker and possible appreciation. Again, would I have liked to have bought it close to the year low, 16, 17, or 18? Yes. Same token. If I bought it at 17 and it hit the year high, I'd probably sell half the position and hold half the position. So you can establish this is the one I would use. It's always cheap. And it doesn't mean it can't go higher than 26. It certainly can. If you keep raising your dividend, the stock naturally pushes it higher. So you can use this one rather than those other funds as a source just to generate a decent dividend and some possible upside appreciation. If they ever cut their dividend, they're out of the portfolio. They haven't cut it in 44 years. I don't anticipate they're not going to keep raising the dividend. So that's Franklin Resources, a nice cheap stock that you can use for those purposes. Okay. Now we get comments, folks. I never usually look at them. Today I looked. So from our new subscribers, did I talk about the subscribers? I don't know. I'm so. Let me ring the bell. Let me ring the bell in case I don't think I did. Last week, as you recall, we got 23 subscribers. We are up to 33 subscribers. 33 people. I think I went over this already. Okay, so I did. All right. It's early in the morning, folks. Cut me a little slack. So, my friend Jeffrey, who's a new subscriber, and by the way, we went to school together, Severian High School in the Brooklyn, where we both did theater. He did the shows. I did West Side Story. He mentioned, what did he do? He did a couple of musicals there. That's all he did. And he says, tell us about what plays you have seen recently. Don't need stock info. Plays are the thing. Indeed, they are. Plays are the plays the thing. The Bart said that. I don't see a lot of plays, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm usually doing my own. I have the Cape Cafe Theater, so I'm doing my own stuff. So I do when friends are in plays, I do get a chance to see them, and I do act in other plays when I have the opportunity. What is the last one I saw? I don't know. Probably I was in the Drowsy Chaperone. I've done like the Music Man, the big ones. But I've been so busy since I opened Cape Cafe Theater that I don't really see a lot of other plays. I'm too busy doing my own. And even when I was writing plays, when I first got into community theater, I saw a ton of them because, to refresh your memories, I was the house playwright at the First Avenue Playhouse in Atlantic Islands, New Jersey. Shout out to them. They gave me my start. We are very grateful. If you're in that area in New Jersey, I know a lot of you are, go support them. They do a lot of my plays still. Uh, and I, in addition to being the resident playwright, this is back in 2002, 3 when I started, through 2013 probably. So at least 10 years I was there. But I was also the default Joe. We need an actor because it was hard to get men actors, especially that I was in my 40s then. So it's like, can you do this part? Can you do this? Yes. A lot of plays. So I was in a ton of plays, saw a lot of plays, could figure out the plot of a lot of plays. Why am I making this point? I forgot. Oh, the point is, after I started writing plays, I really don't like to watch other plays because I like to keep, first of all, you don't want to be accused of plagiarism. So if you've got this plot point and you write your own play, and and as they said, there's only 7 basic plots of plays that everybody uses. It's how you tell a story. So I kind of, after that initial spout of being in a zillion plays and knowing, a lot of them, I don't watch new plays that often. When I was in New York, the Muse and I, probably the last Broadway play I saw was not Wicked was the last Broadway musical. Then we saw a couple of dramas, and I don't remember, but we'd go to musicals, mainly. Uh, but down here in Southwest Florida, I've acted in a couple of other musicals. But since I opened the theater, Jeff, I'm only concentrating on my own stuff because that's really all we're doing. We are doing a Christmas cabaret this year, which is, just a bunch of Christmas plays, and I've written a little storyline to go through it, get it through. So yeah, once in a while I'll see a play that a friend's in, but really don't see a lot of plays. It's just like, when I was a musician, and did you go see a lot of concerts? No, because I was always playing every weekend. So what concerts was I gonna get a chance to see? It's like a busman's holiday. Uh, what else is the comments? You'll crush this, Joe. Thank you. I'd love to crush him. What a great idea. Stocks and theater love both. Who doesn't? And congratulations on your new channel. That's the Muse. So there's 7 comments from that first episode, which I'm sending out. So we'll continue to look at those if you have comments on any stocks you like or anything else. But Jeff, I promise you, when I see another play, I will give you a review of that. Okay. All righty. I don't know if there's much. Oh, there is more. I wanted to say. Well, I already told you about the upcoming plays. Oh, and at Lori, the Muses Theater in Lemon Bay, they are doing my Christmas play, A Christmas Tale, a charming play about a talking cat, a mystical talking cat in a New York City butcher store who talks to a little girl on Christmas Eve. Yes, a talking cat, folks, for Christmas. Kind of reminds me of a talking frog joke. Everybody know the talking frog joke? Let's not go into it. I'll just give you the punchline, okay? Figure out the setup yourself. The punchline is, and the old man says to the frog, "Hey, I'm 95 year old. I'm 95 years old. I'd rather have a talking frog." Figure out the rest of the joke yourself. Uh, what else? Oh yeah, my play of the week that I have written is going to be Where There's a Will, which we produced down here last year. We're going to produce it again in March at the Cape Cafe Theater in Cape Coral. That is a nice play for you to do, folks, especially if you're fans of Shakespeare and you do Shakespearean types. This is a fish out of water tale where the bard, through uh, some a time travels. He time travels to present day Staten Island. Well, it was 2016 Staten. I think I made it 2019. That's when I wrote the play to help out a struggling Staten Island playwright. And they often ask me, how do you get ideas for plays? A couple of them were vivid dreams, and this was a dream. I dreamed that I was talking to Shakespeare one day and said, "Hey, can you give me a hit play? Give me some hints." And I woke up the next day and started writing the play. And a very small cast, easy to cast, and even this is one of the few. I think it's my only play where I allow a gender bender. So it's the main protagonist, it's the bard, time traveling. It's the protagonist, the playwright, and then he has an agent. Now the agent, I did write as a male character, but a theater performed out in California and said, "Hey, can we make the agent a female?" I said, "Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't." And I saw a copy of that play, and she knocked it out of the park. So I said, "You know what?" And I staged it last year and made the agent a female. So it can either be three males and one female, because there was a girlfriend in there to the playwright. So traditionally, it's three men and one woman, but it's a lot of fun doing it two and two to make the agent a female. Fine with me. One of the few plays where that character works either way. Might even work better as a female. I don't know. So that's Where There's a Will, on my website, joesimonelli.net. If you want to produce it, those are direct royalties to moi. I think that's it, folks. It's like going on 16 minutes. I've said enough. I got to bundle up. Oh, another important day. The Snowbird card game starts today. Yes, poker, folks. Poker. We'll go into poker another day on low stakes poker, how you can make a lot of money because people never go out. They stay in every hand. They never heard of folding and trying to play the next hand. So if you're a conservative player in a low stakes card game, you can make money if you're just a little conservative. I'm not giving away any more hints. I want to make money today. So anyway, that's it, folks. Joe Simonelli, playwright, investor, signing off for this week. Tell your friends, like the video, share it, do whatever you need to do. Okay. Thanks, folks. Ta-ta. See you next week.